All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin, I'd like to give our praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and head apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there that scattered abroad in the four corners of the earth. This is brother Michael coming to another quick lesson. And as always, Lord willing, it'll be edifying, straight to the point. And pretty much, I had came across this article. Okay, which right at the heading it says multiple people set on fire and anti-Semitic attack in Colorado. Okay, and pretty much this proves right here that there was a very act from the Lord. Okay, because as the scriptures tell you that there were spirits that were created for vengeance. Well, best believe this was a part of the Lord's vengeance right here. Okay, and and also as well, by the way of people being put to death. Okay, people being injured, okay, is all part of the Lord's doings. So let's read a little bit in this article. It says, a man reportedly set people on fire in Boulder, Colorado, leaving multiple individuals injured as people gathered for a demonstration in support of the Israeli hostages. Okay, so pretty much what's going on now in the world, the Lord is bringing forth his judgments. Because day by day, the Lord bring forth his judgments into the light. Okay? By the way, somebody being mauled to death by an animal, somebody dying a grievous death or being fatally shot, or in this case right here, people being set on fire. Okay? Which all these things you're seeing being displayed upon the planet Earth is the Lord bring his judgments to light. Matter of fact, let's start off with that. Here in the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, and verse 5. It says, the just Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, is in the midst thereof. So we know that the Lord is in the midst. He is in the midst. Okay? You tell he's in the midst. Because everything that's going on in the world, it goes back to the Lord. Okay? It says, he will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. All right. So what does it mean where it says every morning doth he bring his judgment to light? Well, simply put, by you watching an article, you reading an article, or watching news of people getting put to death in many various ways, that's a form of the Lord bringing his judgment to light. Okay. Which you can very much bet that the Lord's going to bring his judgment more and more to light as time goes on, as we get closer to the end. Okay? Because right now, on the planet Earth, the Lord has spirits that he have sent out, which were created for vengeance. Okay? And that's pretty much what you are witnessing. Okay? When you're seeing masses of people getting put to death. Okay? People getting judged in many ways. Okay? It's the Lord doing these things. Okay? So let's get another scripture. Here in Ecclesiastes, chapter 39, starting at verse 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance. And right now, those spirits are activated. Okay? And it says, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Verse 29, it says, fire. See? In this case, by these people being set on fire here in Colorado, okay, this proves to you that there was a very act from the Lord. Okay, it was vengeance from the Lord. And it says, and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. See that? All right. So reasoning behind somebody being put to death in any form or way is because it was a vengeance from the Lord. Because the Lord got no spirit sent out that's created for vengeance. And they're going to do as they were commanded by their creator. Which we're going to prove as we read on. It says, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. You see that? So these spirits that's created for vengeance, they're not going to miss their designation. Wherever the Lord send them to judge, you know what I'm saying, they're going to do as the Lord commanded them to do. Okay, they're not going to transgress his word. Okay, so if you are wicked, okay, if you're not a part of the Lord's elect, if you're not seeking the Lord now in these latter days, guess what? You're going to be visited by those spirits that's created for vengeance. Okay, so let's get something else real quick, and we'll close it out with that. Let's get Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 31. It says, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. See? So it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, because the Lord, he is in control of all things. He's in control of giving you life and also as well death. He presents to you life and death. Okay? So once you're in the hands of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, that's it. Can't no man deliver you out of the hands of the Lord. All right? Because he's the creator of all things. He controls the goings of man. Okay? So that's who you should fear. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Okay? Because in these latter days, judgment is going to be on a very high vibration. You got the famine on the way, the teeth of wild beasts. Okay, that's on display. The famine, the sword. Okay, so these things that people should be considering. Because right now, the Lord is giving signs, but very soon those signs are going to come to full display upon planet Earth. All right. So with that being said, Lord willing, you people was edified. All right. And as always, I like to give our praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and head apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And shalom to the hopefully elect out there that's scattered abroad in the four corners of the earth. Till next time I say shalom.